morning and welcome to the Cat's Meow. My name is Catherine Baxter and joining me today is Susan Jacobs. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you, Catherine, for having me. Feel privileged to be here with you.
Oh, I'm so grateful to have you with us today. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Same to you.
I hope that and pray that you attract wellness and abundance, wealth, of course, happiness and peace for you and your family.
Thank you. Health is a biggie, right?
We don't know that until we're, of course, facing a few issues. I always say to my husband, before 50, you can do whatever you like. After 50, you have to follow all the rules.
Well, I don't know about that, but you need to stay closer to those rules, right?
Okay. So you're with Personal Style Consulting. And yes. I'm wondering, why did you choose this field? I know that you have double degreed, and what made you choose image consulting?
I feel like it was a natural progression from teaching. I was a teacher librarian, so, teaching. I actually have a background in special needs education. So I feel I always wanted to work for myself and turn off that alarm clock. That kind of hasn't worked out the way I envisioned it, but in that role, and I feel like even through university, I was someone that others came to say, how do you think I should dress for this occasion? Sue, I don't know what I'm doing. And then when I was an educator, I literally was kind of seconded by one of my principals to say, Sue, we got to do better with our younger teaching staff because parents are saying they can't even identify them. So it was something I always was asked to help with. I enjoyed dressing for the sake of just dressing. I wore uniforms through grade school and high school. So that was like being in prison. So once I broke free of that, it was just like, putting yourself out there and not taking the easiest path to getting dressed, probably challenging myself a little, like, what would this be like? So it sort of was a natural progression. And my husband and daughters encouraged me. They said, Mom, don't retire as a teacher. Quit before you retire and do this. So I did. That was it.
I love it. For me, I've just started in the industry in the last couple of months. I was doing my education to be prepared for this.
Okay.
And I think that having experience, especially with your teaching experience, is fantastic for you to step into this role. I think it will probably be one of the skills that you have found to be essential for you.
It was a transferable skill. Speaking in front of large crowds doesn't faze me. Doing the research, putting workshops together is what I would do as a teacher. So those really helped. But you know what else helped? Being a parent.
Yes.
And being a good friend, because I really had to learn to listen and not try to fix things. I had to zipper up, listen. And one of my business coaches, Brenda Kinsell, said to me early on, you can learn anything you need to know about your potential clients when you stop talking. And it was like, okay. So yeah, transition. And then it's, of course, morphed into way more than that now. 12 years.
I found that if you, especially in management, if you need the answer, go to the Pulse. They have all the answers. You just have to ask them.
This is true.
And I think that clients do know what they need to a certain degree, or they will highlight what is an issue for them. We can never assume what we think the issue is. That's true. Require listening.
I do have that written. Some of the questions you asked me, I think for image consultants that are new, I would say don't assume, because people don't know. We just need to put it out there, right?
And it's important for them to tell you
yes,
where they need the help.
You know what I found, Catherine? Early on, I would, do the phone call, or someone would be calling me, and I would say, how do you think I can best be of service to you? And they would talk, and then they would circle back, and then finally say, you know what? I'm not even sure what I need. I just know I need something that you can offer me. So it was very eye-opening for me to open my scope of what this role encompasses.
Right, and that was very important. I think that probably the things that we do owe our success to is the fact that we are here to be of service.
That's exactly the shift in my mind that happened. Right.
Right. For me, this is my passion.
Mm-hmm.
This is not my full-time employment. It's pure passion and joy that I do this to fulfill a certain part of my life. And it is to be of service and help other women and men to be their greatest version
I hear you.
of themselves.
I hear you. I agree with you 100%.
Oh, and I'm so glad to see that so many shifts are going on energetically for all of us to be moving forward.
Yes. I think, you asked me what, I'm just going to reverse the role. What did I think attributed to my success? And I guess success means something different to everyone, of course,
Yes.
but I feel like the fact of being honest and being down to earth and not putting on airs. I tell stories, I relate. I've worn glasses for as long as I can remember. So it wasn't a trend then. It was a barrier. So I knew what it felt like to be on the other side of confidence. So, when you share those stories, you can really level the playing field. And I believe that has brought me exactly the clients that are meant to be with me.
Right.
So,
and law of attraction.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Is there one thing that may be the biggest difference in the success of your business? Was it the shift? Was it being authentic? Was it growing into the greatness of you?
That's funny that you would ask that. I'm going to say, I think it is the ability to own your own talents and step out of the shadows, kick all those nasty stories to the curb and own it. I love the hashtag own it. I'm trying to have t-shirts made with that on it. I did a great big fashion fundraiser and that was the theme, because it doesn't matter what we do in life. If you own it, then you're being authentic and you're unapologetically can do and achieve what you want. So I think that stepping into my own was a game changer. There were a few game changers because it keeps evolving, right?
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
I have, I think that it's really important to understand that as we change all the time, so do our clients. And we always have to be checking the waters.
Exactly.
Taking the emotional temperature to see where we are. We can't just go along to get along. I so often think that we need to stop and say, so how are you?
Yes,
stop talking.
I agree. Yep. When I do that now to start my appointments. I need to not rush in and want to get everything done. What's going on? How have you been?
Where are you?
Yes. So it's like, okay, right.
So yes, I do agree with the listening part. It is critical. They have all the answers. We just have to hear what the need is or the want.
For sure. I agree, Catherine.
Any obstacles?
Once you get out of your own way, it's a little bit easier. But I do feel the obstacle that comes up, and until recently, our industry really didn't encourage us talking about that, and it's pricing our services. And I know I'm bringing this up because for new image consultants, it is something I mentor a couple of them myself. It's an area where until you can put a value on your own services, it's impossible to price yourself
right
accordingly. And I feel like, and actually we're doing a webinar coming up in March, our chapter here, AICI Canada, and the topic of it is show me the money, how to truly price your services. I do think for every one of us that we have had that as an obstacle at some point in our career. I do believe that happens.
And to say your price for services with confidence. This is the price.
Yes, but and you know this too because you're a smart woman. Fear holds people back from taking that step forward. What's that going to look like? Are my current clients going to say that's too much? You need to just say this is what it is. I mean, every time I practice that assertiveness myself, it works out and it's liberating to move ahead of it. It's just like, yeah, that's it. Right?
You're letting go of limiting beliefs because no one is holding us back. But
So that's a piece that new consultants, I feel,
yeah.
it isn't the skill set, because usually when people come into this industry, they have something. Maybe they were a hairstylist or a makeup artist or a color specialist. But I feel that's the other part of this. It's the psychology of who we are. Is big in our business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
So that would be it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
We talk about it a lot.
Oh, yes.
And depending geographically where you are, those service fees will look different. They have to,
Yes.
right?
Certainly, number one. Number two, if you're in a village versus a metropolitan city, a whole big difference. But I also feel that the world is getting smaller and we can do a lot more through, I'm investing in learning how to do things as far as YouTube. We're here doing a YouTube video.
Right.
Online training courses.
Right. Consulting on the Zoom. I do it as well. Yeah, I do it.
There's so many things. The world is limitless now for us.
It sure is. Definitely.
I would say that I think that the industry, I'm just coming into the industry and I'm very new to this, but I would think that, we were talking about how things change. You've been here for years and you're seeing shifts in the the industry.
Well, let's face it. The industry is made up of people. People evolve, and it's inevitable that the industry will evolve. And I think we, as a collectively and individuals, you have to move along with the needs of the people you're serving. So when I'm working with 35 to 40-year-olds, it looks very different than when I'm working with some of my favorite clients who are almost in their 7th decade. These women are feisty. They know what they want, but they don't need what the younger people need. And how I serve the younger clients looks totally different. That's very important to understand that.
Completely different perspective.
Oh, gosh. Oh, yes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Who I was 2 years ago is not who I was 10 years ago or last year.
Yeah, I agree.
I also think too that even the type of dressing that we're doing, I was talking to someone, my husband yesterday. We have one dry cleaner an hour away in the city of Moncton.
Oh,
even the quality of clothing, like the care of clothing, has changed the whole industry. People are wearing hand wash or machine wash, or a lot of knits now. There's not there's not as many dry cleaning requirements as before, even.
Well, I feel for me, a shift. I was in Africa 2 years ago, year and a half ago. And when I came home, that's probably the biggest shift in my consultancy. And it took me about 2 months, I'm going to be honest, to figure out what was happening. I couldn't put it into words. I had a hard time articulating it, but that whole experience moved me very much more towards sustainable fashion, responsible fashion, repurposing. I always like to repurpose. That's a challenge for me. It's fun, but it's absolutely front of mind. And I shop a lot less with my clients. We are digging into their closet and saying, wait a minute, let's see, how can we restyle this? This needs, lapels need to be tapered. We can do that with a tailor. So whatever it is that affects you, and it's something I think, Catherine, we need to be open to listen to what's going on and take it in and just go with it. What is the universe saying to you at that moment? You can only keep it down so long, and it's just going to pop up and say, no, it will stop you. So that has been
get in your tracks.
I love it.
It's between the inhale and the exhale where the moment happens. It's right there in our breath. I love the book, The High Cost of Slow Fashion, The High Cost of Fast Fashion. And I thought it was phenomenal to put that up front and center and say, maybe buying a new top every week is not the way to go.
No.
Maybe buying something that's quality in your palette that suits your personality, suits your silhouette, and is a 10 out of 10 for you.
Right.
Perfect item and wear it well.
It's definitely an education piece.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the job, and like, you can't assume, again, for me and my peers in this industry, our focus is that education is like less can be more, and let's shift. Let's not go for the red sale sign unless we really need it. Then it's great value. But just buying for the sake of buying, I'm not into that.
That's done.
And it is done.
And I think that building your wardrobe modules is really fabulous for that, because it locks you into getting what supports you and who you are. And you're constantly staying on track to supporting you. And that's what we're here to do, support ourselves.
This is a good, if you could edit and chop this out, I love this bit, because you asked me the question, how did I see our industry? And I feel like in our own chapter, we are talking about, we had a whole meeting about the word image, because I don't think the general public out there really understands what we do and the depth to which we do it. This is not about shopping. This is not about going out and having fun with your girlfriends. It's so much more.
Yes, it's life-changing.
But it's hard to put that into words on a website, right?
And if you're okay, I'd love to keep it in, because what you say is so valuable to our listeners.
Oh, I didn't mean to edit it out. I meant that blurb on its own would be great.
Yes.
Separately to say, you know what? I can't put into words on my website. My clients will do a little video testimonial. Yeah. And after my first round of teaching at the university here, all of the students, they were adult students. There were 16 women. They got together and they said, Sue, we want to tell you the description in the syllabus does not even come close to what you have done for us. And that was like my, an aha moment. Yes. So how do we articulate it? I would think that's our biggest industry issue at the moment. Not in Asia, North America, particularly. People.
That's a really
excellent
point.
Yeah. And I wish I could.
What we can do for you, and I say for the colloquial you,
right,
is phenomenal. Because we've already done it for ourselves.
Yes, and when I do have clients, I'm sure you do too, Catherine, who they don't want to be revealed. If I'm in their home, there are never any pictures taken. If we're shopping, they're not. So for me, I'm always about marketing, which is your area too. I want to take a picture and market, and that would be good on my website. But so for us, that having our clients do the testimonial sometimes is tricky because they want to remain anonymous. So we need to put some of those words in, but it sounds much better coming from our clients because it's organic, right?
Exactly.
So
I woke up like this.
New
what's that? They woke up like that, they don't want to talk about the process.
Yeah, right. Well, that's okay. But I get that because it goes along with judgment, and we're not going to get into that today.
No,
right?
We're in a judgment-free zone.
Yeah.
And we're here to support each other and be of service. And I think that to be successful in this field is to be very transparent, to come with
I agree.
An open mind, and to support, not to alter, change, but to support the true person when we get to it.
Yeah, for sure. I think something that I would encourage, I know you have a lot of background training. I have a lot of training in the educational aspect, but I think so many people, whether it's a life coach or whether it's a personal trainer, and in our industry too, they want to educate, read all the books, they've got stacks of books. But I want to say to all of you out there who know that you're good at whatever reason you came into our industry, start practicing. Do it. Get out there and get your friends to say, okay, I need to do this. and then you will find where you get your best rhythm and what makes your heart sing. Then you can search out business coaches. That's my best thing I ever did, was hire 2 different business coaches who were like me.
Yes.
Like, you've got to do that research, right?
You've got to interview for fit.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, and you were saying too, because the world is smaller, I think on Instagram there are many image consultants who you can follow and you can see. And if that's the vibe you like, there you go, you know, reach out. That's what I would recommend to the newcomers into the industry.
Right.
What do you
And
think?
trust your gut feel.
Yes, yes.
It never lies.
It doesn't lie. You and I are on the same
You can
wavelength.
ignore it, but it does not lie.
Doesn't go away. I agree.
And so we have an internal warning system to guide us, and we just have to pay attention.
We do. We do.
Once again, that paying attention is between the inhale and the exhale. It's right there.
Yeah, it is. It's so true. I love it.
Oh, I'm so grateful that you were able to join me today, Susan.
Oh, it was great. You're a very joyful person, and I hope you come to Toronto for one of our events, our chapter events. That would be nice.
Yes, I would love to do that. And I invite our viewers today to like and subscribe to the Chic Image Consulting YouTube channel. But I also invite you and to look on the tags for Sue Jacobs. She's in Southern Ontario.
Right.
As you've seen, wonderful educator. And she's here to help you with her personal style consulting business. So thank you so much, Susan. It's been an absolute joy, and I wish you a wonderful day.
Thank you. And I can't wait to see the video. Thanks for doing these series, these interviews. You're really adding much value and, I would say, chicness to our industry. So needed, Catherine. So thanks.
Thank you.